Okay, Mr. Duncan and Mr. Chapman are here to present an update on the progress of the Culinary Arts program that will be offered this fall at Rolla Technical Institute. They're requesting approval to release the project for bids. This is exciting stuff. Thanks for being here and thanks for waiting.
You bet. Thank you all for having us. We had the opportunity to speak with you this fall, and so we're just kind of giving you a quick update. Feel free to ask questions. We'll try to cut to most of the stuff as quickly as we can, but again, please ask questions. Basically, as we are going through, we started the process this fall, and the few of the things that's came up since then is we're scheduled to start August 2014. Phase 1 is to establish the secondary program. Basically what we've set our goal is to get that up for our consortium, Rolla, our 9 other school districts, and it's been very supportive, so we're looking to get the high school part put in place and have that set up and ready to go is our first, that's our first main objective. What is Phase 2, Phase 3? Those are a couple things that we're looking at down the road. We're looking at trying to get an adult program started, whether it's going to be a commingled program like we have currently in place with our other RTI and trade and industry programs, or if it's possible that we could have a standalone program at a different time in the evening or something along that line. Those are things we're exploring. We've also found through researching some other grants and with the help of Missouri Enterprise, and Jimmy Story has been great to work with. There's a whole nother realm out there of customized training, working with industry, trying to get some young adults in, local food industry, trying to get bottling, packaging, community kitchen. I think, we think there's a lot of possibilities with that, but we're not looking at that on the first round. Our first goal is to get it set up for our high school juniors and seniors, and that's where we're at for those. And when we talk about the phases, that's kind of what we're looking at. And then we'll just tell you where we're at now.
Well, where we're at right now is if you come by RTI and see what we're doing, we're waiting on a big grant proposal that Mr. Duncan will talk about a little bit later about our enhancement grant that we have and the dollars figured there. But what we're doing is making sure we have something set up for those students that are enrolled now. And right below that says students are signed up. We're in the mid-20s of students signed up. What that means is about 12 FTEs, right where we want to be to start a new program that Rolla's never had before and develop it in the first couple years. We're going to start them down in RTI rooms 148 and 149. I think Mr. Henshaw, somebody will show a picture of where the main facility is going to go. This is all the way down the first wing, across from drafting and design, if you know where that's at, our VRE. We have 2 rooms there. One will be a classroom, and we're making one right now with our students currently in HVAC program, construction program stuff, making a foods lab there with some equipment that we've got from the school. As we've done remodels in other places, we've kind of kept some of that equipment. Instead of selling it to the public, we've kept it so we can make this happen. Down in room 149 will be the foods lab for the first, hopefully, 6 to 8 months. Students have signed up. They have. We've got students from most all sending schools. It's exciting to see those numbers come in every day. St. James just added 2 this week, so that's pretty nice. New teacher update. We've been interviewing. We've had some really good candidates. We've been interviewing the last 3 weeks, and hopefully with your guys' approval, we'll be moving forward with that pretty quick.
We did that already.
Well, good.
We did that.
Well, good. We'll be happy to bring her and introduce you to it pretty quick. And we did find one of those odd ducks, is what I called it, one that's had teaching experience plus experience out in the field. So I think we're very excited about that and who we're going to bring in there. But we will have a teacher in August when students come. Curriculum and articulation. Curriculum, we keep going on. We're using a ProStart curriculum. And actually, this teacher's going to go to some training this summer to make sure that she's ready for that ProStart. And then articulation talks have already started. East Central and Ozark OTC down in Springfield and all the way up as close as Waynesville are already in talks with us and interest about doing some articulation dual credit, which will be a good thing for us for our high school students.
Absolutely.
Oops, wrong way. One last thing I'll talk about is some funds. If you guys notice, I see you approve a lot of times on surplus property. How we've been working that, I've had a really good time in the last couple of years to work with upstairs with Nancy and to work with putting that stuff on gov deals. It's very powerful. It's a great opportunity for us. And what we've done is we've actually taken our used equipment that we've used, that we got on grants, and we're turning that back into new equipment. And using that opportunity, and you guys allowing us in the school doing that so we can turn that into new equipment, it's going to help fund this project. And that's been a good thing for us.
We have submitted in March. We submit the Missouri. It's the vocational technical grant. It's the grant that's offered through the state. Ideally, it's a 75% on equipment, 50% on curriculum and other things. It's not been funded that way the last several years. That's where these numbers come from too. Currently, we usually get reimbursed back closer to 50 to 60% on everything, even though it says that because there's more people asking for the pot of money than what's there. It will change in the future. There's going to be a new criteria for the grant, but the current guidelines, I just kind of put this in at a 60% reimbursement to kind of get an idea of what we would be looking to get back on those items. We also, again, with the help of the folks at Missouri Enterprise, and I do want to thank Jimmy Story. He's made a lot of trips and helped us a lot. But we found that a lot of what was out there was money available more for what we want to look at Phase 2 or Phase 3. However, there was a USDA grant that we're currently working with that's going to help with possibly the dining tables, classroom tables, refrigerators, freezers, those sort of things that will enhance the program as well. Then from there, we'll look at our timeline, and I don't care.
All right, timeline we've been working with Honer, our architect, to design the big bid documents and plans. We'd like to ask to be able to release those out for the general contractors to pick up June 1st. With bids, tentative date for those returned, open bids on July 10th, and then with hopefully bring you a recommendation on the July 17th meeting. That would be obviously tentative right now based on those bids, but award that bid in July, begin construction in August with the intention of completion December 15th, so we're ready to open that facility in that second semester. Just a reminder for you all, if you recall, we could not apply for enhancement dollars until we had a program up and running. Students had to be enrolled, and so as a board, you'd approve the program. We've got students enrolled. The enhancement grant that he's talking about, we should be notified in mid-July. We don't get to set that date, but for construction to be completed, we've tentatively set these dates as awarding the bid. And if you'll recall, as we discussed capital projects a couple of weeks ago, in our budget for the capital projects expenditures, I built in the full amount, not assuming that we're going to get grant dollars, not assuming that it would be 60% or 50%. We've planned to spend what we expect it to cost out of that, so we've built that into the budget, and so every dollar that we get back for enhancement grants and those type things would obviously offset that impact on the capital projects budget. So we didn't want to try to play with numbers there. We want to be upfront and just say that's what it's going to cost. So if you recall, it's about a $1 million project is what we're estimating. Let's see what else is up there. Open house in February and a banquet for the sending schools to help recruit kids, I'm assuming, for the next year. So we'd like to do that. Is there anything else on this slide you'd want to say? Okay. Just as a reminder, this is forum and 10th and how the RTI sets, just a site plan, so to speak. What Matt's talking about down in Wing 1 would be a temporary classroom that we've set up for August with that used equipment that we've pulled out of the junior high and high school, some of that equipment that we held on to for this purpose. The maroonish brown square up there, that's the area in the RTI which we will be remodeling for the new culinary arts program. It's a machining shop. It didn't have air conditioning. It didn't have, obviously, the ventilation that's needed for a kitchen, a fully staffed kitchen. So that's where quite a bit of that expense is the HVAC for this room, or for these rooms in this area. And so this is the design floor plan. The red area is what we are proposing that the general contractor will be responsible for. Basically, that's the kitchen area and storage area. There'll be 4 work teaching stations there, 4 cook areas, basically. Obviously, dishwashing, freezer, outside walk-in refrigerator freezer. So there will be an access to that through that wall on the 10th Street side with a delivery door installed in that wall. Then the blue areas, our building trades classes will be responsible for. They'll do all the finish work. They'll fur the walls out. Those currently are brick. They'll fur those out with sheetrock, make a nice dining room. And then the smaller blue square to the left is actually the classroom area. And the classroom will have a door that joins the dining room. It also joins the kitchen, partly for supervision reasons, obviously, but also it can serve as a staging area if we're hosting dinners in that area. So
That's nice.
the idea is the public would be able at some point maybe to reserve this and use our culinary arts program to serve a meal to a community group or something like that. The room's designed to seat about 45 to 60 people at tables. So nice dining area. You have any questions for any Matt or Lucas or anything on the design?
I'm pleased to hear the relationship with Missouri Enterprise is working out well. It's good. It's another source of funding.
Looks great. It's exciting. Thank you.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you for your work.
Do we need a,
We need a,
We'd like to recommend that you give us permission to release for bid.
I'll make that motion.
Thank you, Jim.
I will second that.
Thank you, Greg. All those in favor of the motion to release this for bid, please say so by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Very good. Okay.